Welcome to your guided Shri practice. And this practice is going to emphasize a deep restorative approach to the subtle body. And really specifically, we're going to talk about the flow of Soma. And Soma can often be referred to as this elixir of the moon that rejuvenates the whole body itself, creating this inner nectar to flow. So we can use really these subtle practices of yoga, of gently decompressing the spine and focusing on slowing down to help awaken that pathway for Soma to flow with ease. To get started, we're going to find a seated position. So a seated asana. So I would recommend propping yourself up onto a blanket or a stack of blankets. You can also add an extra blanket underneath your knees, tucking it there. You might even have one extra blanket that's behind you that you tuck underneath just the half kind of part of your glutes. So you kind of tuck it there. So your sit bones are still on the lower tier of your blanket. And the extra blanket is just kind of under the fleshy part of your glutes. And then begin to just arrive in your body and feeling your body's attention moving through the body. Notice your spine. Can it be upright but relaxed? You might use a few upper back muscles just to draw a little bit closer together to feel like an opening through the front side of your chest. While as the lower half, the spine, and even your sit bones begin to get heavy on the propping or the floor beneath you, like you are planting yourself in this spot right here. And this contemplation arises from the Shiva Samhita, and it says, in this body is the nectar-rayed moon in its proper place on the top of the spinal cord. And this moon faces downward and rains nectar day and night. So we'll do a short pranayama practice to awaken those really two subtle channels that weave its way through the spine, Ida and Pingala nadis. And we can do that through using and facilitating the breath within the nose. We'll do a alternate nostril breathing or nadi shodhana. And to do that, to prepare, you can make a mudra with your right hand. You have a few options. The right hand, you can place 2 fingers between the eyebrows and close the nose with your kind of thumb and ring finger. Or if you'd like, you can tuck those 2 fingers in and use, again, the kind of flow of your thumb and your ring finger to close one side of the nose or the other. So you can choose what mudra you like to do with your hand. Make sure you use the right hand. And then we're going to close off the right side of our nose with our thumb. And we'll inhale through the left side, breathing in. Plugging the left side and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right side once again. And exhale through the left. And that's 1 round. Inhale through the left side. Exhale through the right. Inhale, same side, right side. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Out, right. Keep going on your own pace, your own breath. A few more. And check in with your spine. If you start to slump forward with your head, bring it back over the throne of your heart. A couple more. The next time you exhale out through the left side, let your practice go, dropping the hand back down and letting the breath flow through both sides evenly and noticing the effect of that pranayama practice, knowing it's still leaving its imprint even as you end it. And we'll begin to just start to wake the body up a little bit more with some gentle movement, this spinal spiral. So all you do is take your hands and slide them down onto your knees. Feel as if your spine is this kind of spoon and the pelvis is this bowl that we are churning and working into. So the spine stays upright, it doesn't bend. We're focusing on the end of that spoon, scooping and spiraling at the base of your spine into that bowl at the bottom. So you can start in one direction, beginning to circle out the spine. And make sure that there's contact with your sit bones the entire time. You're not leaning too far forward that your sit bones fall out of your seat, or too far back that you're overly clenching your belly. You're containing yourself so we can delve deeper into the base of the spine. You can slow it down even more. Massaging through the tailbone. You're not holding your spine with rigidity, but instead there is integrity. It stays long. You're not bending the spoon. And then, of course, we'll go the other direction. So even it out, moving the other way. Mm. Few more rounds. Swirling around, mixing at the base of the spine into your hips. And then as your chest comes forward, you'll pause there at the middle point and just press through your hands and lean your spine right back to where you were. And then we'll continue this spiraling effect through our spine by adding a twist into the equation. So how we're going to do that is use our arms to help facilitate the twist. So our spine can just simply receive the twist. It's not holding tension to rotate at all. It can relax into the twist. So what you'll do is make a fist with your right hand, place that fist behind you, probably close to the body itself. And you can take your other arm and bring it across the body, grabbing the outside of your thigh. With your bottom or your hand that's behind you, press down into the ground a little bit, and that'll kind of lift your spine up, creating some space without your spine doing anything. If I let go of my arm, I'll go right back to where I was, right? So my spine's not doing any effort. Press down into that back hand, take a breath in. As you exhale, begin to bend your elbows. Your arms start to bend, which is guiding the twist then. You can look back and see if your spine can relax your low back, your belly, even your hips. Your arms are working, but everything else is relaxed, soft. Just for a second, take your head out of the twist. Take another breath in. Exhale, twist a little bit more, and you can bring your head back into the twist once again. Relax your low back. If it feels like you're slumping, that's okay. One more moment here. And then relax the effort in the arms, and that'll take you out of the twist. Pause. Notice perhaps a difference from one side of the body versus the other. Can you feel a subtle difference? Or is there an inner desire to move to the other side to quote unquote even it out? That is the change. So we'll release the other side, make a fist with your left hand, place it behind you. Take your other arm, bring it across the body, grab for your thigh. With your back arm, press down into the floor just to give a little bit of a lift through your spine. You're not moving your rib cage forward into a back bend. You're just softly pushing down and feeling your spine lift up. Then take a breath in to prepare. As you exhale, start to twist into it by bending your elbows. Both arms start to bend. You can look back a little bit. Don't overly twist your neck too much. See if your arms can keep working. Can your spine receive the twist? And keep everything the same. Just take your head out of the twist for another moment. Take an inhale. And then see if you can twist a little bit more. You can look back, bringing the head back into the twist again. Your breath might be a little bit shallow or short. That's okay. And then relax the effort of the arms, and that'll take you out of the twist. Beautiful. We're going to go now back into the root of the spine and hydrate the psoas muscle within the lower spine as well by doing a mini Anjaneyasana, a mini lunge. So to prepare, you're going to grab a hold of some blocks. You want 2 blocks. And depending on what height you prefer, you might even need a few extra blocks. And what you'll do is come onto all fours. Your toes are going to stay untucked, so the tops of the feet are resting on the ground. Choose what height you want for the blocks, whether you want it to be a little bit lower or a little bit higher. If you want it to be even higher, instead of doing this is kind of unstable. And when something's unstable, our body has to tighten to stabilize ourselves. You'd rather instead stack some blocks on either side. So you might have 4 blocks instead. Especially if you're pregnant or if you have a belly, then having a little bit more height would be helpful. And then you can step your right foot forward between your hands. not so far forward that you're kind of preparing for a really deep lunge. Remember, we're going into a mini lunge, so give yourself that little bit of space. And then with that foot forward, just slide your hips back in space like you're reversing this lunge and pick up the right hip towards the sky and then lower it down. Pick the hip up and lower it down. Keep that hip down now. As you do, lower your head, relaxing your neck completely. And then begin to shift forward, going into a half lunge. So go only into that half lunge, this mini Anjaneyasana. Your arms are going to stay straight the entire time. And you're pressing into the blocks with your hands to help support you so you're not lunging too far forward. If you need to realign your foot, whether it's walking it forward or back, please do so your knee is stacked over your ankle. And then the biggest piece of the puzzle here is, can you relax your legs now? Relax your legs, your hips, your hip creases. Everything's melting down and inward. Not forward, but inward and down. Feel the weight of gravity just kind of sinking you down. You might even feel your shoulder blades kind of draw a little bit closer together on your upper back naturally as the heart kind of melts down a little bit. And staying here for a few breaths. Your arms are working, they have effort, but everything else can let go. You are supported with the arms. Good. Then press through your hands, back your hips up, and come back to a tabletop stance. You might come out of the equation and just roll the wrist out, or just giving your arms a break in between, since you are using your arms to help hold you in this lunge. You want to offer yourself that mini break. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Same thing. Come onto all fours. This time, take your left foot, step it forward. Good. And then back your hips up a little bit, coming out of that lunge. And lift that left hip towards the sky, and then lower it down. Lift it up, lower it down. Keep that hip down. You can let your head and neck relax. And then you're lunging forward about halfway. Finding that mini lunge. Your arms are staying straight. Your knee should be stacked over your ankle. If you need to adjust the foot, do that. And then you've aligned yourself perfectly so you can let go now. Let your legs soften. The weight of the legs becoming even heavier. Even feeling the vertebrae between your shoulder blades, the back of the heart melting down. Keep pressing through your hands. That helps support you from not going too far into the lunge. And see if your tailbone, your pelvic floor muscles can relax even more. And then pressing through your hands, backing your hips up and coming out of that lunge. You can take a second, a break, and roll it out. Roll the shoulders a couple times. Good. And then we're moving into the sacrum a little bit higher into the spine. So we're going to go right back to a seat, just kind of where we were before. So sit up however high you need to. And so from here, we're going to extend one leg out to the side. And what that means is that I'm not bringing the leg super far out. Instead, you can think about it having a seat. When you extend one leg, that foot should be in line with that thigh quite easily. Okay. So we're going to have to start off on a particular side. So I actually want you to start with your right leg extended. So extend your right leg, have that left foot inside. Now, if your knee is higher than your hip or if it's overly bent, add more blankets underneath you, add more height to your seat. If your knee hyperextends, which means it's almost bending backwards, you can always take a rolled blanket and have it tucked underneath the back of your leg, and that'll help support your leg from overextending. Okay. You'll take your blocks and have them on either side of that leg itself. For a moment, flex the right toes so they're pointed up towards the sky, and then relax the ankle completely. Okay. Place your hands onto the blocks. We're not hinging forward and folding and lengthening our spine, but rather we're spiraling in and working into the base of our spine. So less about stretching the backside of the leg and more emphasis through the spine itself. Your hands are resting on the blocks to kind of help support you. There's already a little bit of a shift and maneuver of your spine rotating towards that leg. And you're going to take a breath in to prepare. As you exhale, let your head and neck drop first. Take another breath here. As you exhale, slump a little bit more through your upper back. Take another inhale. Exhale, slump even more. You might start to bend your elbows a little bit. Feel that rounding draw down into your middle back. Another breath in. Exhale, round and curl and hang even more. And just pause at the bottom, staying curled kind of in with your spine. Your hands might be supporting you a little bit with your hands on the blocks. We are getting this traction that's happening within the sacrum itself, connecting to that element of water, which is nectar, which is that soma. One more breath here. And we're going to take this very slow journey to come out by pressing into your hands just a little bit. And I want you to articulate each spinal kind of pathway of your vertebrae stacking on top of each other. So you're rolling up the spine, but in a very, very slow down manner, probably even slower than you want to go. And you're going to feel this stacking starting at the base of your spine and begin to keep stacking one vertebrae at a time. Your spine is starting to slowly come up. When your hands aren't doing too much on the blocks, you might place your hands closer up your thighs and lift your way up more until you get more to the upper back. Upper back kind of muscles help straighten out and lift you until your head lifts up last. Right. You can slowly cross that leg, bringing it in, pausing. One more breath. And then we'll take it to the other side. And take your left leg and extend it out and forward. Have that right foot tucked it into that thigh somewhere. Again, if that knee is bending a lot, then hike up your propping underneath you. If the knee is bending backwards, take a folded blanket or something underneath your thigh, and that'll help prevent it. And then flex through the left foot for just a second, and then relax the ankle completely. You can have these blocks on either side of that leg. Place your hands onto the blocks, and naturally that is rotating your spine just a little bit. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, just let your head and neck go. Another inhale. Exhale, lower and slump even more in your upper back. One more inhale. And slump all the way into this surrendering fold. Finding that place of resistance and staying there at the bottom. Letting your spine just hang. There is this inner shraddha, this inner surrendering, falling into the space of the heart, feeling the divine holding you. And one more breath here. And then taking that slow journey, you're starting at the base of your spine and begin to stack your spine, pressing through your hands, and that'll kind of help assist that slow progression of rolling up. And you can walk the hands up your thighs when you're getting a little bit higher in the spine. Letting your shoulder blades kind of tuck back. And then lifting your head up last. And then you'll cross the legs once again. You can take yourself in that comfortable seat. Again, if you want to slide a blanket underneath your knees, you can add that into the equation. Have some blocks on either side of your hips to help kind of support you. And as we work into now the rib cage, we've just done a lot of release at the base of the spine. So now we're taking that effect and working it into and around the ribs itself and the entire spine truly. So you can place your right hand onto a block beside you. Lean your spine into that kind of support of the arm. So you're not bowing the ribs out to one side, but you're lengthening through both sides of your waist by letting yourself drop into the support. Take your other arm, bring it out to the side, pivot the arm so the palm turns up and the thumb is pointing back. Good. And then bring that arm over the ear. Bring it slightly forward and then slightly down. So it's kind of almost covering a little bit of your face. Take a breath in. Feel your arm extending out as you exhale. With your bottom shoulder, let it shrug and let your ear drop towards that shoulder. If you relax the neck and your chin kind of dips forward, that's totally fine. Let it be. That's your body telling you that's the angle it needs. Good. And then adding even more of a massaging effect through the spine. You're going to bend your top arm, place your hand onto your head, walk your fingertips down your neck. You feel those kind of knobby spur bones sticking out your spine. Keep walking down until you can't go any further, keeping your fingers in contact with those knobby bones sticking out. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring your elbow to point up towards the sky. Don't let the entire spine twist, just let your arm do the work here. Elbow points up, everything is relaxed. You might even smile a little bit, softening. And then you can re-extend that arm over the ear to come out, press down through that bottom hand, lift your way up and out. Feel the difference again from one side versus the other. This opportunity when we have this asymmetric kind of pose, one side's doing something as the other side is doing a different thing. We get to check in and align ourselves to what that effect is. You often hear of spaciousness, of softening, of relaxing, but what does that feel like? You can place your left hand now onto the block beside you. Lean into that support of the block with your hand. Arm is straight. Take your right arm, bring it out to the side. Pivot so the palm turns up, thumb points back. Bring that arm over the ear, and then bring it slightly forward and slightly down. Take a breath in. Exhale, feeling that arm extend out. Keep leaning into the support of that arm. And then you can let that bottom shoulder shrug, let your ear drop down. Maybe your chin dips forward, that's okay. And then we'll add on to this. You'll bend your top arm, place your hand onto your head, walk your fingertips down the back of your neck, maybe a little bit further down, find a place to pause at, making sure you can keep your fingers on those knobby bones. Take a breath in. As you exhale, point your elbow up towards the sky. Nothing else is rotating. You're staying relaxed through your spine, leaning into the support of that bottom arm, your elbows pointing up. And then re-extend that arm over the ear. Push down through that bottom arm, lift your way up and out, roll the shoulders up and back down. Good. And then we'll lie down onto our backs, finding support with our legs elevated on some sort of propping. So you can choose whether it be a chair, whether it be a stack of bolsters and blankets, whether it be an ottoman or the end of a couch. But having your legs elevated high enough for your body. If you'd like, you can have a blanket kind of tucked underneath your head as well. As you lie down, shift the body around. You might even bring your legs closer in and then relax your legs. Your knees might kind of splay out a little bit. That's okay. Letting your spine lean into the ground, into the support of the earth beneath you. And then to move it into the spine a little bit more, bring your knees in towards your chest, hold them side by side. And then take your hands, wrap it around your left knee. Take your right leg, set it back down onto the propping itself. Take that hand wrapped around that right or left knee, push that knee away from your chest until your arms are in a straight position. That knee should be in line with the left side of your face, the same side of your face. Your arms are straight and your hands are holding around that knee and supporting it so that leg can let go. It can get heavy. And what's happening is that leg bone, the thigh itself, is leaning directly down into your pelvis, into the tailbone, the root of the spine. See if that leg can let go even more. You might even look and check in with the right leg that's already in that Shavasana propping and see how relaxed it is. It has propping underneath, it can completely let go. And then shift your awareness back to the left leg that you're holding, and can it be just as relaxed? One more breath here. And then you'll coax that knee back in towards your chest. Hold your other knee in and up as well, hugging both of them together. You might even feel a subtle difference from your lower back on the right side versus the left side. And then your hands can wrap around the right knee. Take your left leg, set it onto the propping now, switching out sides. With your hands wrapped around that right knee, press that knee away from you until your arms are in a straight position away from the body. Keep a good grasp around that knee with your hands. That knee should be in line with the right side of your face or cheekbone. And then see if that leg can let go. Letting the weight of that leg melt down into those tight muscles deep within the body. One or two more breaths here. And then bring that knee back in towards your chest. Hold your other knee in and up as well, holding both sides. And then you can lay your legs down onto the propping, letting all of those effects marinate within the body. Finding your full Shavasana. You can either rest your arms down by your side, you can rest them on the body. You can place a blanket over the body for added warmth if you'd like. Letting your eyes close. Finding what effortlessness feels like as you progressively let go more and more. Letting your breath find its own rhythm, and maybe watching it for a few moments, like you're watching waves crash on a shore. And then I'll bring back our contemplation that we did at the beginning of practice, just allowing for your ears to open and attune to these divine words. In this body is the nectar-rayed moon in its proper place, seated at the top of your spinal cord within your head. This moon faces downward and rains nectar day and night. You can begin to move the body, gently wiggling the fingers and the toes, rocking the head from side to side, and curling up to one side. And pressing up to a seat with your mind still oriented inward, staying close to the heart space. And collecting your hands together in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra. Take a full breath in through the nose. And a sighing breath out through the mouth. Inhale for the mantra Om. Om. And bowing the head in towards the heart. Om Shri Guru Pro Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you.